Good evening. Hello. Hello. I know this was titled 3 years. Hello, Ali. And Beaky. Good evening. Thank you for both coming. I know I've been doing this for 3 years. I can't believe it either. How have I managed to keep it up? I don't know. I don't know if I actually got any better, which was the plan when I first started this. To actually get better at painting and modelling and crafting and doing this stuff myself and enjoying the hobby and being good at it for once. I have no idea if it's worked. One thing I do know is last time when we tried the templates themselves seemed perfectly fine. I wasn't happy with using the hot glue gun though. So what I'm going to try this time is got some fancy foam core, which is the foam. That's the same as the one that blue stuff, but it's got nice flat paper on both sides. And rather than doing the buildings, which I'll try to reuse those walls if I can during doing this next piece, but I'm going to try and do a nice churchy type building. So something that's definitely going to be tall enough to block the line of sight. I wanted something high enough. I didn't want something quite tall, which is why I did 3-story building in the first place. But yeah, I'm going to do the church. I am doing quite well, Ali. Thank you very much. How's you doing? I hope it's not. Is it too blustery over it for you? Because I've noticed the weather is coming in quite strong from your end. Luckily, it doesn't actually reach me here much at the minute. It's blowing out mostly over you in Wales, which is awesome. So, as is the basic idea with the templates, put it down, hold it down, and draw around the damn thing. I'm never too good at this, believe it or not. So, this time I've gone for a mechanical pencil because they're actually sharper and, well, not sharper, but they maintain that edge. Whereas a normal pencil or a big thick marker or pen, you get a big thick line, which is not good for when you're trying to be accurate. Yeah, being left-handed sucks sometimes. Only sometimes. Whereas for all you right-handed people, it sucks all the time. So I feel sorry for you. Constantly got to use that hand. It stifles creativity.
What's that?
Good evening, Francois. Thank you for coming to join us. We are building I'm getting the pieces together to build a temple, since it has been, or a church. Not entirely sure what it's going to be as a form of ruin, but it will be big enough to block at least large monsters, if not Titan scale or Night scale models. But this is going to be the front of it, or at least the base for the front. And just in case you were wondering, I'm cutting this out of an A3 sheet of foam core. So a 12-inch ruler is, yeah. Well, we're not quite at M29 yet, but having the foresight knowing when the last church goes. At least he has the bottle to go do it himself. Seeing as it is the last one. I'm going to need 2 of these. But it's like M39. They're building the damn things again and putting his statue in it. Don't that just suck? So I know I'm going to want at least 2 of these. And then we're going to need a crap load of the ribs and things. So we'll see how many of the ribs we can get out of a single sheet. Hopefully it's going to be quite a few because it's a lot slimmer. It doesn't have the 2 side sections. Well, it's graphite, so even though most people think it's black, when it actually goes down on black, it shows us kind of silver, which is nice. So it'll do the same as any standard pencil. You just got to make sure it stays sharp, so that you can keep the lines nice and thin. Ah, crud! I only got part way through. So what do we need to do? We need to do the rest of the arch and then this entire outside line. Right, okay, fair enough. At least I know where to line it up now. Right. Rest of the arch. Yeah, don't hit my hat off the camera. It does help. I mean, it was bad enough when I was doing it with the goggles. Now I'm doing it with my hands and my hat. They're off over here as well, Ali. We went pumpkin picking today, actually. Only the 2 youngest got to actually pick a pumpkin, though. The rest would just have to help carve it or sit there and watch. And we did get what is possibly the worst haunted house I have ever been to in my life. It was comical in how bad it was. It was absolutely terrible in how bad this thing was. This poor guy who works on this local farm, probably his day job is driving the tractory thing around for the kids. That's probably what he does most of the time. But this time they had the poor guy dressed up as some god awful Mexican Day of the Dead thing, rip off, dancing to and singing to the time warp, trying to look scary in front of little kids. And even my 6-year-old thought it was hilarious rather than scary. He just thought, yeah, this isn't scary, this is actually funny. So it was awful. They enjoyed themselves, but jeez, it was bad. It was bad. I think I've got a higher budget making this than they had to do all their stuff, so we'll put that to one side for a moment, because we shouldn't criticise what they can and can't afford on a farm. Why does that look wonky? That's because that is wonky. We need to stop that being wonky. Yes, I suppose that is a good thing in one way that he wasn't scared. But still, it was, oh God, this was bad. When even a little kid can notice. Okay, and that's going to be the ribs. So I can at least get, I can guarantee to get one along there, and then if I do it across, I should get a few out of it actually. And then I can use the other thing that I made up as essentially braces and the other pieces, the straight walls and things. You'll understand once I've glued it together. Although I don't think I'll be able to glue it together tonight. But trust me, there is a mind in my head and it does work slightly. There's usually a method behind something that I do. Not necessarily the thing I'm working on at the time, but there's usually a method behind something that I do. Sparkles is keeping an eye out on me as well in the chat. She's also sat behind me, but she's keeping an eye out on me in the chat as well. See, what might have been better is to put these through Photoshop. Print them out on A4 and glue them direct on. So rather than it taking a single sheet of A4 to do this one in a piece, if I could actually layer it up so that it maximised the amount it was getting out of the A4. Then if I just glue it on, it just needs cutting out and I'll be able to follow printed lines rather than second-hand cut lines. Definitely a better idea for the future. But that is the future, and we are in the now. And the now, I have a pencil in my hand, and I'm drawing things. So we're kind of going to have to do it that way. Although I do have to say, 3 years ago, I would never have attempted. I'd never have attempted this, the actual building process itself. Or if I did, I certainly wouldn't have done it online for everyone to see me look it up if I eventually did, which I probably will. But yes, essentially, the stencil is paper, but I've glued it to card, so it's a little bit more rigid, and it's not going to rip and tear as easily. But this gives me what are the two of the core pieces. Now, this piece I intend to just do as card, and it will go over there to give there. Why is it? Because I keep knocking my camera, that's why. And it will go over there like so to give a layer of detail over it. And then hopefully that will look very nice. and that can do the same if I wanted for an inner piece, which will give it even more. Thank you very much for the congratulations on the 3 years. I still can't believe I've been doing this for 3 years, to be quite honest. But apparently I have. YouTube told me the other day. I was like, right, I must have been doing this for 3 years now. So it kind of guaranteed what this Models and Musings was going to be called. It was happy 3 years. But it's gone by too quick. It's gone by far too quick. And we have made friends. We have lost friends. We have met new people. We have talked to new people. We've had lovely new guests. We have had old friends as guests. It has been one hell of a ride, gotta say. I hope to many more. I do hope to many more. You see, there's part of me that's quite scared about making this first incision along this, because whereas that big that big green stuff, this stuff that I used last time, that's just 15 quid for enough to cover your floor with. This stuff, however, is not so cheap. So I am a little bit more reluctant to make said first incision on this. Even after 3 years. I'm still getting a little bit about whether or not I should make a cut. Okay, first one lined up. It should be a nice and easy one because it's a trimming cut. And I'm not taking loads of material off. I'm just straightening it out towards the actual template. Nice and easy. Thank you very much for the vote of confidence, Base. I shall. There we go. First cut done. And I'm just going to do the rest of them. Now, this is, definitely the most nerve-wracking part. Because I want to keep them straight. Keep really bloody straight as well. It does help. Remember, you don't have to cut through it in one go. You can come back for a second go. Otherwise, I'm just going to kill my knife. So good evening, Space. Thank you for coming to join us. Hopefully, you're in time to see me not cut myself. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm going to try my best, but when you've got things like the knife blade slipping and ruler slipping when it shouldn't, gosh dang it, that's just not right. You can't guarantee much with these blades, can you? You cleaning an air? Oh, have I cleaned mine? Yeah, I've cleaned mine. Although it is always nice to have the reminder, I've got to say. I don't think I've got anything to do with mine just yet. Although mostly it's for priming. Yeah. Are they any good? They're reasonably straight. It'll do. It'll do for the first piece. Kill team equipment upgrade. I've not looked at the new releases. I know there's a new box set out with the Vespids and the The thingy drop troops. I know that's out for Kill Team, and they've got the new core set, which is Space Marines and Death Guard. If I remember rightly, it's the two hero. It's Warhammer Hero sets. If I remember rightly. If I remember rightly, I probably don't. So you kind of get a very odd mismatch of models. You don't get a complete unit of anything, really. You even get a couple of characters if you manage to get. Well, if you're getting Space Marine heroes and you manage to get all of them, you got a character in each. New one's Age of Sigma. So I'm not overly interested in that, except for the guy with the hammer and shield. I wouldn't mind him just for converting, just for pieces for conversions. Don't have enough hammers, don't have enough power fists. Because I know I would like to change a lot of my. How did they do this? Intercessors, intercessor sergeants can take power weapons now, and they couldn't when they came out in 8th. So I need a lot of power weapons sticking intercessor. I need to learn how to speak first. Intercessor sergeants. You left clear space. You left clear varnish in your airbrush bam. No, no. Wait a minute. Have I done that with my? I've got 3. I've got 2 that are the gravity ones and 1 that's the suction one. And I used varnish in the suction one last time. And did I clean it out properly? Oh dear. I'm not sure if I cleaned my other one out properly from last time I used varnish, But you've got me something to look at tomorrow. Thank you very much for that space. Yeah, I'll have to check that out tomorrow. Check I've cleaned that properly and if it's working. That doesn't sound like fun. Thank goodness it's in the. It's not in the one that I actually use, or either of the ones I actually use. I purposely use it through the suction feed one, just so I don't run into the. One of my good ones is screwed. Not that I have any good ones. It's just that I have 2 that are better than the other one. Oh yes, the one with the smoke grenades and those extra. Yes, I remember that bit now. That's really useful, not just for kill team though. That's quite good for things like Necromunda and things. If you got a center where your grenade's going to land, because if you throw a grenade in Necromunda, like smoke grenades, they stay around. So having a measurement to be able to measure around to know is nice. As long as it's worth it, then fair play to doing it. But yeah, remembering to clean it in the future is always it's a nice reminder. Clean the airbrush after you use it. We all know this. We all forget this, which is why we have to remind each other. Don't be dicks. Clean your airbrush. You don't want to be cleaning out snotty, grubby, essentially. Yeah, that's pretty much. Be careful of the the rubber gaskets or any of the rubber components in the airbrush when using that stuff. They might corrode it. I know that's not good. Those smoke grenades do look nice, but multifunctional. Yeah, definitely for kill team, Necromunda. They'll probably work in any other tabletop game, skirmish game that you can throw at some kind of bomb, whether it be a smoke grenade or a homemade Molotov type thing. If you're playing some weird dystopian Cthulhu game or something. Good evening, Evie. How are you doing? Apart from editing, you will be editing. I know that much. Will there be any way for me to put my idea into rough 3D shape before I finish, or before the stream kicks me off tonight? I don't know. I'll try. But 3-year anniversary, why not start a brand new project since we've never actually finished one of the others? Awesome timing, isn't it? Well, say I haven't. Them two houses I'll classify, them ruins I'll classify as finished. They are more than good enough to go onto a tabletop at the moment. And yes, the Tyranid army is tabletop ready. I know. So technically they are finished as well. And I did finish the Necrons. Well, my friend's Necrons anyway. But either way, I finished them. So I guess I have finished some projects this year. Just not necessarily all the ones that I wanted. For cheese lasagna. Yeah, don't be giving me ideas like that like 9:30 at night. I'm trying to concentrate on cutting things in a straight line, and you're talking about 4 cheese lasagnas. That is not fair. At least I'm not trying to read song lyrics. That would be rather difficult right now. I was just trying to think about what tip I gave to Space a minute ago, and it was about the corroding the rubber things, wasn't it? God, my memory's awful. I literally said it, 5 minutes ago, less than that, and I'd already forgotten what it was. No, I actually didn't. I thought I overshot the line then, but I didn't. This is good. That's half my American audience gone just with that. I've got to remember to do things like mute Discord and other things before I come live. Because, god damn, that is loud in my ears. Yeah. Well, we've got to be right. This discussion regarding whether or not 4 cheeses is enough is a difficult discussion to have because it is an international discussion. Now, 4 cheeses in some places is more than enough because the 5th type of cheese is classified as squirty, and we don't want to go down that road. Whereas some places can go list 5 types of cheese that would work together and go, no, you go for 3 maturities of cheddar and then 1 Cheshire and then I need that. See what I mean? So some places can list 5 types of cheese. Some places have the 5th type of cheese being squirty. So we leave it at 4, just so everyone's happy. And no, nobody classifies the square ones that come in plastic as cheese. Cheese melts. It does not burn like that stuff does. That stuff burns like Doritos. I'll still eat it off a burger, but it's not actual cheese. It's not good enough. Oh, that is sorry. It's not good enough. Let's see. Sliced cheese, not good. Never good. Although, is dehydrated cheese sauce any better, to be quite honest? Like, the majority of the Western world eats in really horrible mac and cheese packets. Is that actually cheese in there? Or is it all just powderized flavorings? I shall let EB answer that question. I know I could answer it a hell of a lot easier. EB, if you've got a spanner, EB, just post a link to your channel. It'll be a lot easier to answer that question that way, I should have mentioned. I will still believe you are the first guest to come up here, ever, when I started this channel. Which I still thank you for. I believe I have you and who was my other first? You and Lone Star, I believe, were my first 2 guests. I forgot about Chad being up here. I did check out his video the other day. It was live long enough for me to actually catch some of it. And Squirrel, I believe, were the others. Definitely my first few guests. And obviously, EB being in the YouTube game for a lot longer than I have been. And Squirrel as well. Squirrel was the first one to tell me I can change the shapes of my windows and things like that on StreamYard. Which, believe it or not, being told you can change the shape of your windows and change the shape of layouts and screens and things is quite a big thing when you've not got a clue what you're doing. I mean, really not got a clue what you're doing. Now, for some reason, these two are not the same. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not quite the same. Now we get to some freehand cutting. This is the scariest shit moment. We've not even got a ruler or nothing. We're using foam to help us cut foam. And we've got a hand as steady as the Titanic. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please do not try this at home. If you also suffer from any form of neurological motor and functional disorder, do not sit here trying to hack away at foam core card freely in the air without support or any guides or protective equipment. This moron is doing it purely for your entertainment. Well, your entertainment and my own. Why isn't that straight? Get it right. This, I don't know what you call that. I don't know. Somebody will probably stick me on some kind of spectrum somewhere if I asked them. So I don't want to ask anyone with profession. Right. They're about level now. Yay. Never heard of Gorgonzola? I have heard of Gorgonzola. I don't believe I've ever had Gorgonzola. And I know what I just said about freehanding, but after doing what I've just done, I felt very, very comfortable to do this. Okay. See, I'm not overly keen on blue cheeses. Who 10-ton slug? What's that? I don't like the sound of that. Hopefully, it's going to be a cathedral by the end of however long it takes me. That's the idea, anyway, Space. But Brie, see, I like Brie. Necro Goblin, yes, I've recently found out about them myself. I'm not singing any of that because my throat can't take it. Not that I could actually hit and sing that properly anyway. It's interesting. I'll give them that much. They've gone very into the theatrical visual sides. Musically, they're all right. They're not groundbreaking, but to be quite honest, who is at this moment in time? But yeah, they were all right. Necro Goblin. I don't know which song it is with the video where he goes to the bowling alley, but it was weird. Yeah, I didn't think they were actually a meme band. There's been bands that have done dressy up stuff. We can't look at Alice Cooper for Christ's sakes. It's been done for years. The dress up front man, the stage presence is not new. It's just the costume that they chose. So it's I wouldn't say it was a meme. It's just a well known way of doing things. They've got him dressed up as a goblin. Windrose, everyone dresses as dwarves in like big, thick dwarvish armor. I just really just went right off the path on that one. That door's going to be a little bit more wonky than the other one. Oh, well, we may have to cover it with bricks. I know I said I never wanted to do that again. But some things are just necessary sometimes. So detailed work will be done on this. Really? I mean, to a degree, you've got to take yourself seriously if you're going to do that. Otherwise, you become aquabats. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with aquabats. I love aquabats. Aquabats are great. Burger Inn is a fantastic song, and I still sing it every time I hear the song. Come on. But in fact, EB, there's a music reaction for you. Check out Necro Goblin. That's just going to give you a little bit of what the. There you go, Necro Goblin. You've not been told much. A free video for you for when you can't think of something to put out. I think the rest of the band's actually dressed seriously. Fair enough. We need a gimmick. Is that Aquabats? But unluckily, I've only seen season 1 and of the children's TV show, which is how I know about them. My missus knew about them as a band before the TV show, but I've not spent enough time hunting down everything that they've. Sisyphus. Well, in space, if you lose control of your keyboard, we are not putting you in control of the ship to get us to space. I'm not going to be in control of it either. Don't worry. I know if me decides it's a good idea to put me in the control of things. It's a very, very silly person. All right, it's a necro goblin. Right, fair enough. Yeah, those I've only seen. I've only heard one song. I can't remember what the name of it is. They do keep popping up now in my feed in pretty much anything that I've signed into ever. So next time I'm on the bus on my own, I'll probably listen to some more. As it is at the minute, though, unluckily for me, I will not be able to listen to something like that on my headphones without having a small child wishing to know what I'm doing and why I'm not involving him. Ah, crap. Follow the line, you muppet. Oh, nice. You're from the US. Wow. Ali, we're getting ganged up on by US now. We've got Space and EV here, both from that side of the waters. We need help. Francois, are you still here? Please say you're still here. We outnumber them. We can't risk losing the tea into the water again. Tea and salt water just don't mix. That's a bad brew. That's not. That's history. Last time we let you make a cup of tea, you put it in bloody salt water, and that's just scandalous. We can't let you anywhere near it. Took us, 4 years to teach EB that he needed a kettle. He's eventually got a kettle, and now he can make a cup of tea. Microwaving water and sticking it in salt water. It's just not cricket. It's not. Tea was delicious. It bleeding wasn't. I bet it bleeding wasn't. Two small shrimp instead of 2 sugars. Algae instead of milk. Nah, you're all right. See, it is blasphemous, isn't it? See, you should not microwave the water to make it hot for tea. It has to be boiled properly. Which you can do on the stove, don't get me wrong. Just don't do it in the cup. Get a pan, we're not Neanderthals. We went out camping. Nope. See, even Buzzard knows, even a savage north at border knows not to microwave tea. I don't know that because I've been there to visit family. They make a nice cup of tea, actually. Fairness, they make a better whiskey up there, but they make a nice cup of tea. Wow, audio work and editing. Good evening, Mick. Good evening. I shall take that pass in a moment. Once I'm finished with the knife. And I have to go back to drawing more templates. Right. Now that I've got essentially my two entrances and you teach me how to make Southern iced tea and I will make Southern iced tea. Can I use Yorkshire tea to make Southern iced tea? If I can, then yeah, I'll do a video with you comparing a hot brew compared to a cold brew. Although I've got to say, a hot brew is really nice. Even on a hot day, a hot brew is nice. So move Mr. Door Frame template out of the way for now. So just roughly what I intend to do is have one door there, it come in enough so that I can have a wall section in there, have the other one going down there. They aren't going to stand up on their own, are they? Didn't think this bit through. And this is where I'm an idiot comes in. Okay, so you hold that one for a minute. Okay. You hold that one up a minute. And then these are going to be the ribs that will make up the inner section on the way down. So I'm going to need at least another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to need another 6 of these. Oh, wonderful. I've lost track of chat. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. How did it pop up for you? Was it just randomly popped up for you, Space, and YouTube said, hey, check this guy out? If it did, thank you for popping in and coming in to see us. And especially chatting as well. Not many people do actually chat when they come in and pop to see me. It's nice to have people chatting. And you said you played. What army are you playing? Out of curiosity. I've got currently got two 40k armies and a third that's in bits. Yes, I do have Discord as well, but you knew me before the Discord, I believe. Yeah. Because I was trying to get you to join the RDA and we couldn't get you to join the RDA, but you joined the Discord instead. My Discord instead. Haha. I know people actually have a way of contacting now. Because Ali's super hard to contact at the start, but once you've made contacts, Ali's not difficult to contact. You just have to find a way first. Kool-Aid. I don't know if I like the sound of Kool-Aid. I've not played Marvel Crisis Protocol. I played HeroClix about twice, many moons ago. And I'm guessing that was the precursor to it. Infinity I'm aware of, which is a very much skirmish-based game. Arena Rex, I've heard the name, I've not played or seen models for. Believe it, I've not played Kill Team. I've never played Kill Team. I'm still annoyed at Games Workshop for screwing up Shadow War Armageddon, which was the precursor to the reboot of Necromunda and Kill Team. It was pretty much Necromunda, but with 40k factions. Credits were done very rudimentary, as the form of a single cache got you a full recruitment, and it was a race to 10 caches across a campaign. It was very simple, it was very basic, but it was fun. The rules worked. Oh, cool. Well, if you... Well, we shall see how... If you continue coming back and you wish to eventually become a guest, you should let me know. Because anyone who does anything, something similar, something interesting, or becomes a friend enough of the channel, if they wish to, obviously there's no forcing them, but they can come up and talk rather than type, because some people find it easier. No, it didn't use actual 40k rules, but it kind of did. The Space Marine faction, for instance, could only take scouts, which sucked, and you were limited to the amount of them you could take. Orcs could take boys, and again you were limited to the amount you could take, but you could take more of them. Chaos were the only ones. Chaos could take Space Marines in full Space Marine armor. Grey Knights could take full Space Marine armor, but both of them were limited to the amount that they could take. So, whereas Standard Astartes could take 10 scouts. Woo, 10 scouts. Chaos could take 7 fully armored Space Marines. Grey Knights could take 5. And certain weaponry that you'd paid for and commission and had put on the unit as you went in. But it works off the 2 activation points. You can spend them in whatever order you wish. Some things require a double activation point to do, such as run. Charging was a double activation, but you got, just like Necromunda, you got the free hit at the end of it. But you got to lay it up to him and smack him in the face, which was awesome. I like the new, well, I say the new Necromunda. When they first re-released Necromunda, I like that version with a few of the updates that they later added, like black markets and things. A few of the later characters. Wasn't overly keen on the cards that they added in. They were a bit, some of them were a bit horrible and nasty. Awesome. Well, that's a job in and of itself. Whether it was actually broken and ready for cleaning or not is just getting the tip off those bloody things sometimes. If it's clogged up with varnish as well, yeah, well done. You deserve, go get yourself a glass of whiskey or a beer or something, sit down for 20 minutes, enjoy your well earned rest, and then come back to it and go, right, clean. I'll leave all the metal parts soaking after taking all the rubber bits off and go, right, now sit down and now it can clean. So I have 1 and I need 1 to, please say I can actually get 6 out of a single sheet. If I can get a 6 out of a sheet, that'll be awesome. If not, I'm going to be gutted. My favourite whiskey is Bushmills. I will have to go with the 10-year-old at the moment because I've not tried the 12-year-old. Red Bush is nice, but the 10-year-old is an absolutely beautiful drink. Now, Captain, who has been up here many, many times, has tried the 12-year-old. He assures me that it is superior, but I cannot vouch for that until I try it myself. I think my dad might still have some left, but I'll have to double check. Generally, though, as a drink in the house, I have spiced rum. I find it's more versatile. Oh, Ali will teach you all sorts of stuff about Ireland if you went. Ali is a very, very, very proud Irish woman. It quite literally oozes from her. Which is a good thing, Ali. It's a fantastic thing. is partially what makes you the wonderful, kind soul that you are. And that's just deafened me again. I may have to close Discord temporarily while I'm doing this, because if it does it while I've got the knife in my hand and scares the crap out of me, then that's not going to be good. It's going to be hilarious for you lot, but it's not going to be good for me. It'll be almost as bad as the time when I lost power but the stream kept going. And I think it was EB who had to message me via Facebook, I think at the time, and tell me, look, dude, your stream's still going, but it's black screen and nobody can see anything. My power cable had gone. And I had no idea. So it was a mad frantic rush around the house to try and find that power cable and a different power cable to set the PC back up and hope it not just fried everything. It was not long after I got this PC actually. So I was really hoping I'd not fried everything. Luckily it was just the power lead. Which we have since replaced. No, I couldn't be heard or seen or anything because everything had been shut down. My PC had no power to it. And everything was running through my PC at the very early days. The majority of the stuff is still running through my PC now, but at least if it drops, I would still have this camera available to communicate and talk now, knowing that it's connected separately as an emergency backup just in case. The things you learn just through having done it briefly. And I would never have learnt that had that not happened. I would never have thought to have my phone connected separately to my PC, but still run it. Not much. I'm just reminiscing of when you had to tell me that my stream was still running when I lost power. In the very, very early days of my streaming. I think it was you and Aisha were watching me at the time. And you very kindly pointed out that the stream's still running even though the PC had crashed. And was not on. Because StreamYard was still running. Well, I got asked about whiskey instead of weed for a change, so I asked what my favourite whiskey was. And since that trip over when I went to see Captain last year, was it? Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. Glad you could come and join us. For my 3-year anniversary, I'm just drawing around templates lots and lots of times and cutting them out. I'm very adventurous like that. But yeah, since I went over to see Captain, there was a night we went to basically went to get something to eat in this place, and I tried Bushmills, the Red Bush one, And I was like, oh, that was nice. And then when I got to try the 10-year-old one, it was like, oh, no, that's better, that one. And yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. So it's definitely my favourite whiskey. But yeah, as a drink to have in the house, I prefer spice. I still prefer spice rum. It's just so much more versatile to drink. It works well as a hot toddy implement, whether you're using just lemon or whether you want to use lemon and ginger tea, sleep tea, honey. It just works so well. Good evening, Donald. Thank you for coming back. What's yellow spot? Yeah, I don't think you're going to get that over EB. I don't think that's going to pass through customs, to be quite honest. I would love to try it, though. Yeah, what? Oh, it's another Irish whiskey. Oh, okay. I didn't try Redbreast. Um, now, is that because I was the wrong side of the border? Or is that just because I was going to the wrong places? Because I was in Belfast when I was drinking the Bushmills. So hopefully I was getting the actual proper stuff and not the stuff they ship out to Tesco's and crap. Which might be why it tasted so nice. So I've got to try. So yellow spots. Right, yeah. Jameson's is a what have you got? Right, that's the best of. Is that or Jack Daniels? I'll go for the Jamesons first. But yeah, I've got to say it's Captain's bloody fault. Well, and not necessarily just him, but I'm blaming him and Todd because Todd said I could. And if he ever comes over and watches, he'll understand. But yeah, I'm going to blame those two as to why I now feel spoiled on whiskies and can no longer drink normal whiskies and plain cheap crap whiskies that I used to grow up with. At one point, I used to be able to drink Bell's whiskey. Any, isn't. I think I've had a bourbon once. I couldn't tell you the name of it, unless Jack Daniels is a bourbon, which I don't think it is. But no, I don't think I have. If I have, I've had it once, and it was when I was much younger. Before I was 20. If I remember rightly, it was very sweet, and I didn't like it very much. That's one way to put it. So Maker's Mark. Right, so Jack Daniels is a bourbon masquerading as a whiskey. In that case, yes. In that context, I have tried a bourbon with it being Jack Daniels. If Jack Daniels is my point of reference, I'm not a fan. I don't mind some of the flavoured ones as it's Christmas type of thing. Let's have something cinnamony flavoured or honey flavoured. But I'm not a huge fan of bourbon. Yeah, I figured that much, which is why slight caveat: if this is my point of reference is Jack Daniels, so having a guessing that Jack Daniels is the equivalent of Bell's when it comes to bourbons. That's why he tries to pass himself off as a Tennessee whiskey instead. And I'm guessing even the Tennessee whiskey people are going, hang about a minute, you're disgracing our name on there. Unless Tennessee whiskey is that bad. My dad has, but I've not. He managed to get some in the early 90s, and he wouldn't let me try it because I was only 11. It's about 10, 11. He wouldn't let me try it, but my dad's had some. Apparently, it's quite nice. Probably blow my bleeding head off now. See, not knowing enough I've got a rough idea when it comes to whiskey to be able to guess whether or not I'm getting either a half decent one or one that I think is going to be complete and utter crap. I don't know enough about bourbons. Yeah, but I'm not Irish. Although, yeah, the fact that he considered it at 11 does say a lot, I suppose. He did consider letting me try some, but no, he didn't. I think it's more because he wanted it for himself and didn't want me to nick any. There was nothing to. I don't think it was to do with anything who could drink it. I think it was more just, yeah, I'm not sharing. It's not like I hadn't drank at that age and under parental supervision as well. On the day I was leaving school, my mother took me to Tesco before I even went into school and bought me 2 bottles of beer so that I could drink them as soon as I left. People going, oh, you can't do that. I was fine. I was going out clubbing while I was in year 10 and 11. Now, what's the difference between Pachin and moonshine? Apart from what you make it from, or is that the only difference? Yeah, Donald, watch what you're doing. No cigarettes when you're going for a wee or anything if you're drinking that stuff. Poutine's made from potatoes. I know I don't want to. I don't particularly want to be stereotypical here, but could you not have guessed that one, EB? Irish homemade alcohol made from. If Ali was to say it online, it would probably get an incredible amount of laughter. If I say it in that accent, I'm going to get labelled as God knows what, so I'm not going to. Corn squeezing. What's corn squeezing? Hang about. Are we getting an international alcohol ring going here? Just so I know first of all, so I know whether or not we need to start going on to Rumble into Bumble instead of here. Just so I can get it clear. Are we getting an international alcohol ring going here? Exporting and importing moonshine and poutine. Yeah, good point. But still, look, there's 8 people watching. I don't know how many people are chatting. There could always be one person. I don't know. But so yeah, if we are setting up a moonshine poutine cultural exchange program, can we at least be covert about it? I mean, come on, I have a Discord. It's a lot more private than doing it live on YouTube. Right now I have shark's teeth, but I don't think I have enough of these. I only have 6 now. I suppose 6 should be okay. If I do 2 there, 2 there, 1 there to kind of join the middle bit up, and then 1 to kind of do an end balcony bit to bulk out the building a bit. That should work. Yeah, true. I believe in this case we're defining liberals as people who might possibly take offence by me, which is a lot of people in fairness. But yeah, that's in this case that's what we're defining liberal as. If you would take offence by me, then you are far too liberal. No, you see, that's the problem with that twisted. If we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing this the Howard Marks way, not the Budweiser way. And we'll be looking for speakers to ship it in and ways to bypass said customs and get it into the country to, I don't know, whichever Arkansas hillbilly we can get to be at the airport and near the fence enough to grab it and get away. And go for a good old joyride through the woods to make sure nobody's following him. Back to literally the moonshining days. And we do the same over here. Obviously taking the moonshine, running it through the poutine connections. And then we open up a hell of a lot of speakeasies in both nations and make a crap load of money. Hypothetically, of course, Mr. CIA Chinese government person who's watching and controlling YouTube at this moment in time. All hypothetical, of course. That's why you'll just be part of production Twisted, don't worry. We'll leave logistics to others. Those youngest people and those with pilot's licenses. How is CB doing, by the way? Well, I've spoken to him for a while. Oh, come on. Come out, come out, come out. So you call yourself the eclectic beard. How eclectic do you want to be? I'm cutting out things for miniature hobbies, and we're having a talk about alcohol brewing and international shipping and import. That's how you be eclectic. My mother-in-law does make her own gin. I know that. And last one she made was really nice. But because I don't drink it, I didn't get to drink it, which is a shame. Maybe I should start drinking again. Probably not the best idea, is it? Why are you drinking again? I don't want any of it to go to waste. That's not the right reason to be drinking. I can't remember what the last tune was made out of. I know she picked it all herself. I like the sound of the first one better there. The drinking variant sounds much more enjoyable. Oh, have we already done two? Wow. Well, I know I've done those two as well. I'm not counting them. What about the ribs? Oh, right, okay. In which case we go for the second one. See, the first one is what Jack Daniels normally does to me, so that's why I'm not overly keen on it. I mean, it's drinkable. It's just I'm usually going to get very aggressive afterwards. Which is not good when you're out to try and enjoy yourself. Come on. Ouch, wait. Out. See, I want to be careful because these are really bloody thin, these. These supports, stupidly thin. I mean, they're not stupidly thin, but they're thin enough to be worried about. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. Those two absolutely tanked up off their eyeballs off homemade liquor. Something tells me that EB's a bit of a wild man once he gets drunk. EB, for you to do everything, you're gonna have to come over here for like 3 months. There's no way you're gonna get. You're gonna have to limit your trip and decide it's gonna have to be a people trip or a places trip. I don't think you're gonna get both unless you come here for an extended period of time. Sorry, homie, but I don't think you are. Same as for me. If I went to the US, it would have to be a people trip or a places trip. I couldn't do both. Because there are obviously places in the US I would like to go to, and there are lots of people in the US I would like to see. Promise to do both of them would take fucking ages. It'll probably feel different if you're over in a different country, especially. The atmosphere will feel different. You won't feel as. I don't think you'll be as. I think you'll be a little more aware rather than getting blind out drunk. Always hope. In fairness, the amount that me and Captain put away when we went to see the Dirty DC, who was the tribute act at the Ulster Hall. Yeah, we were knocking back drinks relatively easily. First time in a very long time. Well, not a very long time, but first time since JB's hangout that I got drunk. And as that didn't happen on this channel, I can just leave it there. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, but I don't do karaoke. Because I know I can't sing, I don't do karaoke. Because then I actually get to hear my own voice in karaoke. If I sing here, I don't hear myself back. It's only you all that I have to put up with that dreadful torture. Because it's usually requested, then, well, it's self-inflicted, really, isn't it? I can't really say, you wanted it. Right, yeah. I understand that. I definitely understand that. If I get in that mood, yeah, I'm screwed as well. Last time I got in that mood was the night before my son's birthday party. My friend had a 40th party, and I said, right, I'll only go for a couple, and I was supposed to be back for 9 o'clock, and whatever AM in the morning, I did eventually turn up back home, and then up early next morning. Young child's birthday party to be an adult at. Hungover, wasn't nice. I would say I learned my lesson, but I haven't. Due to go away to, well, me and Sparkles are due to go away for a weekend. Just me and her. And it'll probably happen again there. I'll probably drink too much because where we're staying is right next door to a Wetherspoons, which is incredibly handy. And yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to happen there. Definitely on the Friday night. Because then I can just go to bed and wake up hungover and not have anything to worry about. Then I don't have to drink too much or at all then on the Sunday night because I'm feeling hungover. Also, sorry, the Saturday night. And then we come back on the Sunday. So having not drank on the Saturday night, hopefully I'm feeling better on the Sunday. Having blown it all out of my system on the Friday. That's my plan. I probably won't stick to it. It'll probably go up the Swannet. There were a couple of people I wouldn't mind meeting up with, but I would have to. Crap, have I cut through? No, I haven't. But I would have to reach out to arrange that. And they'll probably be busy. And says, I want my meeting Dave from MS Paints if he's available over that weekend, but I don't know if he's going to be. You go and have fun. Say hello to wifey for me. And the kids. You drank so much you ended up in a different country. That's doable. For you, it's definitely doable. I suppose technically for me it's doable as well. I think if someone get me to blind drunk, so pass out for an hour and a half, they could have me in Wales. See, I missed Dave last time I went to York. Well, I didn't say I missed him. I didn't get a chance to see him on meet up last time I went to York. Although he did recommend me to go follow Dorian's Ghost Walk. You know, the one who did his Halloween wizardy thing video with him, Dorian Deathly. I did go on his Ghost Walk, which was amusing for Sparkles because, well, I was taller than everyone else and I stood out like a sore thumb, so he chose me when he needed audience participation, which my missus thought was great. Thought I was brilliant. Yes, pick this big grumpy old git. Please pick him many, many times. Okay, so we want you there. And we want you about there to give us the basis of it. Then at least one rib thing one rib thing. And then yeah, I could probably two rib things there as a joiner. And then that leaves me with 3 to branch off down here. Is it? No, 1 to branch off down here. I need more than one. One rib thing, one rib thing. I'm gonna need to for. I might have to extend that piece and just have the rib things further back. So that I'll make essentially that structure out of 3 of them. And then run the roof across there to this one and same to this one and build a weird cornery section in the roof. And then I'm going to have a longer section but thinner section coming out this way. So it's going to be a big old footprint. This might be one of my biggest ones. Yeah, it's not going to fit on any hills. But with it being this tall, for at least that good section, having it all the way as an L shape, that'll block off there and also there. It'll be very easy to block something that is this big. That only comes up to there on it, but because of the angles, unless I put windows up here on this upper level. So if we put it this way, imagine it's 3D coming out. So all these are coming out like this. So this would have walls coming off the side here, a roof coming off here, a wall here, and roof here. This side I could put windows along. I'll leave it as plain walls. Again, with up here as well, which would technically be a second floor, I could put windows along or just put flat walls. I've got a feeling windows along the bottom would be better for the large sections, but for the section that comes off from here, so you have the large hall section, which will be here. Pardon me. Made up of the section that is between these two pieces, which itself is quite large, being what? About 11 inches. Yeah, about 11 inches square off the long edges. If I was to only put low down windows along, for instance, the long edge and leave the two short edges blocked off with flat walls, then there'll be no direct way to see through the building diagonally. And if I was to not put windows on the bottom floor of this section, but put a walkway and windows on the second floor going through, which will be the section coming off this side, it'll give it something else. Templates do work and they are easy. They are very easy. Okay, I have limited time. Obviously, now I've changed my streaming service over to EVMux from StreamYard. I only have 2 hours to do each one. So let's see how that would look now with this over as a fascia. So as detail points go, that's what I'd also be looking to do, is to have this now, layer this up with card so that it gives something for the brush to catch on as it goes around there, rather than it just being plain flat. Other sections, do I cut out larger bricks and glue them on? Do I just use my big collection of bricks that I've already got? Um, or do I try something new? I think I need to work out what I need to do first. So I need to work out the sizes and the pieces of of what I need and what I've got. Then I can work out what are the best methods. So I need to figure out how I'm going to connect these together, which I've got a feeling is going to be by using scrap pieces of this stuff. And build it off the roof and possibly the floor level through here. So I need to give it some kind of roof that I can work off, whether or not I then cut out and lay tiles, or whether I try to do something fancy with card and just use like layered sheets of card that have been cut into a certain way and bent slightly. There are plenty of ways out there. Ooh, wow. See, it depends on where in Europe you want to go, though, then, space. Um, you've got the British Isles, and then you've got the poor, unfortunate ones that are cut off from us. Like, France, Germany, Italy, Greece, Spain. I mean, France is still okay. France will still have access to the mainland should anything disastrous happens. Because we've got the Channel Tunnel now, so they can come over still. But the rest of them will be cut off from the mainland if anything disastrous would happen. I don't know what to do. I suppose I'll be okay. But yeah, come back over, you'll be all right. So Germany, Austria, and Holland didn't even come to the UK. Well, that'll be your next visit then, couldn't it? If you do Germany, Austria, Holland, you could always land in Spain, do Spain, France, up through Britain. Go, you know, sometimes taking 6 months. I'm going to see a lot more of Europe and do the Spain, France, UK, because you can still take the car on the train from Paris up through to London, as far as I'm aware. So if you can drive and you have a sufficient license for it, you can still do that. That's that's like saying you visited America if you and did it for one day. You no, but you're not going to get anywhere in one day unless you're going to a town. You might get a town in. Right, this is going to my time's running out. It's already beeping at me. So that one's been done. Enough time for me to be satisfied. I've got my 2 end pieces. I need to do a lot of cleaning up, and then getting them all. I'll figure out how I'm going to get them all to stand together. Still not 100%, but I'll figure something out. I might just end up using kebab skewers, just running them through them to get them to hold them in place to start with. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. I might actually do that. Okay. But for now, thank you everybody who's come to join me. I don't like doing it, but if you want to leave the like, subscribe, comment, anything like that, please, you know where it all is. It's YouTube. We all know how to use this by this point in time. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, drive safe, and I'll see you on Wednesday for Combat Patrol. Yeah, provided I can get it, we'll be there for Combat Patrol. So thank you everyone for joining me, and yeah, see you next time.